Hello and welcome to Different Perspectives. I'm Paul Ndiho. Today, we are turning our focus to Uganda, where a homegrown non-profit is changing the lives of young people across the country. It's called JOLT Youth Initiative, and it's helping youth take control of their futures through education, mentorship, and entrepreneurship. At a time when many young people are out of school or struggling to find work, JOLT is stepping in with practical solutions from tuition support and life skills to training to digital literacy and income generating programs. To talk about how this initiative is unlocking the potential and creating impact, I sat down with Mariam Nabukenya Wamala, is the founder and executive director of JOLT Youth Initiative, and Greg Perio, chair board of directors. Welcome to Different Perspectives.
Good to be here, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Let's start with you, Miriam. What inspired you to start a JOLT Youth Initiative? And what was that moment when you realized that something had to change?
Thank you, Paul. Having been born and raised in Uganda, I was personally involved with a lot of work in the communities, and I witnessed countless CVs submitted by young people trying to look for jobs and how they ended up in the office bins. And I felt compelled to take action. And it is definitely because of the crisis of the many youth in the country. And as you are aware that about 77% of our youth in Uganda are below the age of 25. So you can imagine the level of crisis. A significant portion of those youth are not employed. They are not in school, or they are not even having any technical training going on. So many of the young people are actually job searching, because the moment you get to start growing, you want to earn some income. So in my observation, I think about 5 in every 10 youth that you meet are looking for a job. So that didn't sit very well with me. I said I should make a contribution to my country, to my communities. So I decided to set up the JOLT Youth Initiative with an approach of adding value to young people through unlocking their hidden potentials so that they can be able to approach everything in the world from a perspective of them being confident, having the right attitude, and making them job ready. So it's kind of a value addition program that is embedded within the schools, supporting the curriculum of the country to ensure that the young people come out confident with the right attitude to be opportunity creators and having the value that they need as candidates for the next job they will be looking for. So that's what JOLT Youth Initiative is all about.
Let me come to you, Greg. You've had a long career in international development. What is it about JOLT that made you want to get involved?
Well, yeah, I knew Miriam as a global leader in the eradication or the elimination of malaria. She's a communication leader, and she's on the global stage, conferences all over the world in that. And I knew that, when I saw what JOLT Youth Initiative was doing, I saw how she was applying some of these fundamental principles of social and behavior change to helping youth have positive attitudes and developing the skills they needed on life's journey. And so, wow, this is incredible what she's doing, and I wanted to get involved. I'll give you but it's not top down. The initiative is also bottom up, applying, listening to the community, listening to the youth, figuring out, what they need in open dialogues. And this is having such a positive impact on so many young people. There's one case of a young man who couldn't function at school anymore because he virtually lost his eyesight. And so, what did JOLT Youth Initiative do? They arranged for this young man who didn't have the resources to do this to go to see an eye doctor. It was determined that he had lost sight in one eye, but that with glasses he could use his other eye. And so they got him back functioning in his school, back on a way forward. And this gave this young man hope and the possibility of a better future. Excuse me here. So I've seen that, how they're doing that, and there are so many stories. And then at another level, I wanted to get involved because I knew that I grew up in a poor family in California in the United States, and I went to Catholic schools, and so we had to pay school fees there. If you went to public school, it was free. So I was working in the morning. I'd get up at 4:30 in the morning. I'd go to work delivering newspapers and earning money to pay my school fees. And then out of the blue, the corporation, the business that my father worked for, my father was a steel worker, gave me a scholarship to help pay my fees and help the family a little bit. And to this day, I don't know why I got singled out for it, but it made such a difference in my life knowing that these other people cared for me. And in a sense, I want to pass that on. And also, I'm saying this to give an example to businesses in Uganda and elsewhere. If they want to make a difference in young people's lives, they can be engaging in community activities like Youth JOLT Initiative.
Mariam, your initiative's approach is more of a hands-on through mentorship, farming, digital tools, even tailoring. How do you choose these kinds of skills to offer, and what kind of transformation are you seeing in these young people?
Everything that we do is based on the community need. You need to study the community and see what level of jobs that can be done by young people to help them earn a living without having to move into the cities with the challenges of rural urban migration. So any job that can be created within the community is what our focus is. And what we do is we identify these students with the help of the school administrators. And we have students who are on the Educate One program, where we mobilize resources from all sorts of communities to be able to keep these young people in school, because the rate of dropout is so high. Even when you look at the data in the schools, the lower secondary school, the students are quite okay, but as the upper schools get, the numbers keep dropping as the classes get higher. So you want to tap those students as they come out of school. There, you add some value onto them, maybe through tailoring, maybe through grass cutting, maybe through popcorn making, somewhere that they can earn an income. And when they start earning income, then they can look at bigger things to invest the money in. And we're trying to do social enterprises that we get young people into groups and make them appreciate that when you work as a group, you can even achieve more. So we work with the school communities, the school administrators to see this happening.
Great. Earlier you talked about the bottom-up approach. JOLT takes community input seriously. And from your end, how important is that kind of approach and feedback into shaping how the organization works?
This is just critical to uh, um, any functioning initiative in the development area. And that is to give voice to the local communities, the leaders, you know, in this case, the schools, the faith leaders in the community, hearing their voices, learning what they need. Uh, it 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 I mean, we can't really exist without that. Nothing would work. And so you do this, and then you find out what needs to be done, where the opportunities are, um, and then with the support that the Jolt is getting from uh, partner organizations and individuals and social uh, organizations and the in-kind donations and just financial contributions, they're able to apply it uh, where it's going to make a difference. And then one of the things is the community feels respected, listened to and respected when you go out and you talk to them, and then the community supports the initiative because they have engagement in it. They're part and parcel of it. They're not. This is not something, like I said before, top down that is imposed on them, and so that gives them the sense that this is ours. We're going to make it work, and this is a challenge that we accept, and we want our young people to do better.
And just to add on that, is always a community contribution to any successful project if you want the community to own any project. And if we are, for example, having our entrepreneurship programs, we've been rolling out the trainings in events management and decoration. And the community will tell you, we have a tent, we have tables here, we have this and that. So if they have tables and they have a tent, so events trainer, the events management trainer will be able to carry on the hands-on training using those local resources that the community has provided. But in future, these young people become event managers for their community, and they earn a living from that. So you see that there's a community contribution, and it supports ownership of programs.
Let me do a quick follow-up, Mariam. You talked about how you are giving these young people skills. Not only are you giving them skills, but you've also helped them to create small businesses here and there where they can earn a living. Are there some examples that you can maybe share with our audience that have made an impact or that have changed that community that they're trying to serve?
Yeah, some of the impact is immediate, but if you want to measure your impact, you need to have some time to be able to see how it is actually supporting the community. And that is something that we are doing on a day-to-day as we're monitoring our activities. But just to answer to your question is, I want to start with our Educate One program, where we are supporting about 25 youth to complete their education, because we are trying to support their financial hardship to keep them in school. So because we want to make sure they don't drop out of school and be able to complete, we reach out to individuals, one-on-one organizations, to ask them to support these young people. So any pool of resources that they send to us, we pull it in and be able to support these young people to remain in school. And in addition to that, we have picked on a few youth, like we've trained a youth in tailoring, and she's right now thriving. We gave her a startup of a sewing machine, and she's thriving. She has income, and this young woman is also helping us in training more. So you can see that there's a ripple effect from just an individual, that she can be able to train more young people, and each of them get the skills. And you know what is amazing? when we take these programs in the schools, even the teachers are interested in learning the programs. They come in and sit and learn, which is really, like, for me, very exciting. We have now rolled out this that I've just talked about, the events management, but we are also looking at woodwork. We have about 10 young people who are being trained in woodwork, and we would like that when they complete or when they're in their vacations, we embark on the social enterprise program. We want to partner with any willing groups of people to help us get up some startups for these young people to have their social enterprises run. So really, I can say that from the perspective of the students, they are very grateful because some value is being added into them. They are young people who are doing art, and they didn't know how they were going to do that. They are young people. We are teaching young people to do community journalism so that they can be able to report on the issues happening in their communities. And all that put together, at some point I'll be able to come back here and with the young people with me on this, and they'll be telling you how impactful this is. But the call today is to reach out to each and every one there.
And that is how important it is for young people when the community, when a group like JOLT Youth Initiative shows interest in them and says, oh, they're worthy of these investments, that how just that act alone can be internalized by young people to say, oh, I'm worthy. They have a stronger sense of self-worth. And that's something that they carry with them throughout life and that they can use, when they're being it helps their being entrepreneurial and creative and have a vision. So it's so transformative. And that's why this is, for me, this is just really important how this affects young people.
Going back to a point that you made a bit earlier, you talked about how a story of a certain kid who had a poor vision resonated with you. But you also have a personal story that makes this whole thing worthwhile for you. Is there a way you can connect the two and maybe looking at this young kid, looking at you as a kid growing up and getting this scholarship, how much of a difference that makes you?
I have to say, because I came from a modest background, and to have people in the community and I show an interest in me, I call them helping hands. There was along my own personal journey, there are so many helping hands. Sometimes I had given an example of the big company my father worked for, but then there were even the government providing scholarships to go to university and things like that, all along the way. And then I would get awards for uh, uh, from when I was working through high school. The company I worked for, nominated me for these awards and things like that. So all along, I felt like that there were people there to help me and to move me along. And so it gets back to, it takes a community to raise a child concept, which comes from actually Africa, the concept. And, and it works in the United States. It works
Ubuntu, yeah.
It works everywhere.
Here they call it my brother's keeper.
No, and so then it's for us to give back too. It's not only how it set me on a certain path or something like that. It's how do I give back now? And it's so rewarding to be able to do that. And so that's why I want to encourage people out there to be giving, because they can change these lives of these young people, and the sense of reward that you get from it to contribute in this way is phenomenal.
Mariam, let's stick to that point. How many young people have been are involved this far? And what's next for you? You plan to expand this program to other places in Uganda?
Thank you, Paul. On top of the many activities that we have talked about in terms of interventions, we also have a very big program that we have as mentorships. The administrators of schools have fixed time for us to talk to the young people. And we have a number of mentorship talks that we have with the young people. And these mentorship talks are so impactful. The young people have not had an opportunity to listen to some of them, and it's really very transforming when you hear the feedback, because we do exit interviews after we've done these mentorships, and it is amazing and heartwarming after these mentorships. We mentor them in understanding how to set their personal goals, their academic goals. We mentor them in financial literacy. We mentor them in health, sexual reproductive health, mental health. All those are sessions. We have life-saving skills trainings. So we want to make sure that we build the confidence of these young people, but we cannot be able to reach everybody. So far, we have reached about 5,000 young people this year. And because we don't have the resources to embark on big programs, but we know that we can grow if people keep donating to us. The reach can even be much more than what we have now if the resources are available. The administrators of the schools and the districts where we operate are so willing to give us the young people, and the young people are amazing people because they are open to any knowledge you give them. So we want to continue building their confidence, to give them the right attitude to life, and also attach that with a few skills that they need to thrive and be able to earn some income along their path of life.
When we're asking people to participate and to work with JOLT Youth Initiative, it's a proven methodology, and in and it's and it continues to evolve because it evolves because of that interaction between community and the JOLT initiative and those conversations and the community dialogues, etc. And so it's a proven methodology. So I'm just eager to help JOLT Youth Initiative grow because it'll make such a difference in the lives of so many young people.
To follow up on that, for some people who want to support, for those who are watching or listening, individuals or businesses, organizations, how can they get involved? How can they help this initiative?
We are looking for partnerships on our programs and events. We want to have volunteers who can have their time and expertise with us, because as an organization, we don't have all the expertise that there is in the world. We always keep sourcing for expertise and skills, and some of the skills are supposed to be paid for. Like, for example, trainers have to be paid for to come and train. If you have a program for a month, you have to pay a trainer for a full month to be there to train your young people. So we would also like them to donate resources or funding to help us carry on and carry out these activities. So they can join us as mentors or facilitators. So there are so many ways in which they can be a part of the JOLT Youth Initiative. And it's a happy go place. Like, being with young people is very heartwarming. So there's so much actually to learn from the young people. You don't just go to young people thinking you're just going to impart knowledge in them. Some of them even know better than we do know. So there's so much to learn from them. So that kind of partnership, if you want to give us some resources to run the organization, you can visit our website at www.joltyouthinitiative.org, click on our donate button and follow the procedure and give us some money to run this organization. Or you can also get to our website or to our email, which is joltyouthinitiative@gmail.com. And then we can have the conversation started. So, but we would like as many people as possible to donate into JOLT Youth Initiative and we will share the results. Paul, the next time we come here, I don't want to be the speaker. I'd like the beneficiaries of JOLT Youth Initiatives to be the speakers.
Certainly looking forward to that. Any final thoughts?
I'm just so pleased to be working with Miriam on this and supporting her effort. And it's even a model that we can use in some of our communities where youth in the United States, we could take this model from Uganda and apply it here too in communities where kids are at risk, etc. So no, it's great. And Paul, thank you so much for hosting this. This is incredible that you're doing this. This is Paul's contribution, by the way.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, on that note, I thank you both. Mariam Nabukenya Wamala is the founder and executive director of JOLT Youth Initiative, and Greg Pirio, chair board of directors. We want to know what you think about the JOLT Youth Initiative. Share your comments in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow Paul Ndiho on Substack, X, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, YouTube, and Spotify.